Tonight, joining us now with reaction, President Trump's first State of the Union address. His son, Donald Trump Jr. You were in the gallery.
I was.
I got to be. You're not feeling well. You've had this bad flu that everybody had. You feeling better?
We keep working. Doesn't matter.
You're a Trump. You keep working, right? I watched, and look, I'm a conservative, and I talked to a lot of friends during the speech tonight. This is the speech that conservatives have wanted to hear since Reagan. More people independently telling me that than any other comment I got tonight.
Listen, I think it was phenomenal. I mean, and you could see it, not just from the Republicans. I mean, I got a leg workout just standing up every 5 seconds because he hit every point. But watching the Democrats was actually where I noticed it, because you could see them all wanting to stand, Sean. You could see them all almost looking around like, we almost have to stand for this, but the derangement is real.
No,
right? They have to do the opposite. They've been forced to take the opposite approach of everything that he does, everything that he says. So even things that are just common sense solutions for the American people, they have to do the opposite. And you could see it. It was amazing to watch.
If you have record low unemployment, and if you break it down demographically, record low unemployment for Black America, for Hispanic America, for women, a 17-year low. You have economic growth and success. How do you sit down and not want to cheer that, considering there's been a lot of suffering the last 8 years?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. And, you know, again, I think those are things that people see when they see thousands of dollars going back into their wallets, when they see billions being repatriated to this country, that money being infused into the economy. And it wasn't all that long ago when Nancy Pelosi was touting a $40 tax rebate, right? But thousands of dollars in bonuses, thousands of dollars being paid to American workers.
Crumbs.
Are crumbs.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I didn't realize inflation was that bad. In 4 years, things changed. So, you know, seeing that, this was a unifying speech. It was a speech to all Americans. He hit everyone deeply. And it was amazing to watch. It was amazing to see it firsthand.
You know, when you think of 2.4 million jobs, 200,000 in the manufacturing sector alone, you think of 2 million Americans off of food stamps. That was one of the big issues. I remember one of the first interviews I did with you. You called your dad a blue-collar Republican.
I called him a blue-collar billionaire.
I'm sorry, blue-collar billionaire. You probably
and it's true. And I used to get criticized for it. You could see it. I mean, he gets those people. And you know why he gets those people, Sean? Because, like you, that's where he spent his time building his business. He didn't become a great builder in an office. He became a great builder by being on job sites, being around the men and women who built those projects, talking with them, not at them.
It was one of the best things I ever, and I know you've done the same thing in the course of your life, working in restaurants, being a dishwasher, a cook, a bartender, busboy, waiter, and then building houses, framing, roofing, tile, painting. It changed my life. And honestly, those are the Americans that have suffered.
Correct. They are the forgotten Americans, and he's giving them hope. He's always been able to speak to them. I mean, hey, I get it. He's an unlikely person to be able to breach those boundaries, right? The billionaire from New York City being the guy, the voice of the blue-collar American, but he can do it, and he does it genuinely. And now, they took a chance. They voted for him. And now they're seeing the results, and it's amazing to watch.
People try to ask me about your dad, because I've always been, and remain today, a Reagan conservative.
Yes.
And I keep arguing with people, I'm not a nationalist, I'm not a populist, I am a conservative. I'm still a Reagan conservative. I look through the list of accomplishments, we'll put it back up on the screen, a list of principles that, from judges to immigration to energy independence, these are all important issues. And that's what has happened in a year. The Heritage Foundation actually said was more conservative than Reagan.
I saw that, and more successful by the numbers than Reagan, which, by the way, for them, you know, they weren't exactly always the biggest fan, right? So for them to come around and say, wait a minute, this is working. You see the Republicans do it. Hey, last week you saw it. It's the first time. The Republicans didn't just fold. I mean, the Republicans have a history of being amazing at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, right? That's their specialty. That's their superpower. But now they have someone who will fight for them, someone who will back them up and go to the wall. I mean, you know, that's what's been incredible. And so now that they see that, I think their spirit is invigorated. And by the way, more importantly, the voters who voted for them, who entrusted my father with this incredible responsibility, they see it too.
Let's talk about the distractions. Your father, all the accomplishments had to be achieved in an environment of, I would argue, historically unprecedented hatred, vitriol, conspiracy theories, lies. You yourself have been You know, by the way, I thought I was tough on Twitter at one point. I can't compare to you or your dad.
Well, listen, you know, when you've gone through what we've gone through, the amazing thing is, though, the media, the left, they went so all in on this conspiracy theory because they couldn't figure it out. How could this guy do this to, you know, our anointed one, our chosen one, you know, with 1/10 the money, 1/10 the staff? They did it because they were actually speaking to real Americans. So they couldn't, so they needed these things to be true. They went all in with their credibility for this nonsense to be true. Now, what's amazing for me, without evidence, without anything, but what's been so amazing for me, despite 25 hours of congressional testimony, millions in legal fees, hey, the only thing that they found out was that they themselves were the ones doing all of these things. And I really hope for all of that stuff to come out, because imagine what he could do, given what he's accomplished in the last year. Imagine what he can do without this fictitious baggage. Imagine what he could do if he was just unleashed to actually fight without all of those distractions.